coming up next week, we have one of the most exciting events in pop culture, and that is the unveiling of People Magazine's Sexiest Man Alive.
I didn't know
Wait,
that.
who are the runners-up?
Okay, I want to know.
Well,
who's
so
it-
they haven't
okay.
decided yet. So I'm going to be
okay.
going over
Okay.
my top 10 predictions of who I think is going to grace the cover. But here's how it kind of works. So once a year, People Magazine, they pick their Sexiest Man Alive. And they
Denzel?
determine this in a couple of ways.
Denzel?
I think he
Denzel
already
might be on
won.
there.
Listen,
Did
there's
he
a new
already
movie
win?
coming out. And
He's
he's
not gonna
sexy
probably win
no,
again.
yes, he is.
I
Yes,
don't
he
know.
is.
Well, one important way that they determine this is zeitgeist, how they call it. It's who's
Okay.
been trending, who's been in the chitter chatter, who's been popular, booked and busy. Denzel, I don't
He
know
has
what
a new movie coming out called Gladiator. He's been busy.
That's fair.
And
That's
he's been
fair.
wearing
But it's not
robes.
out yet, and he's already won. I'm pretty sure. Someone do the fact check with me. Go ahead and type it in the
He
chat.
can win again.
I can do that for you.
He can win again, yeah.
Denzel Washington won in 1996.
Okay.
And
See?
but there have been 3 people who have won twice. Any
See?
guesses on who has won
Brad
Sexiest Man?
Pitt?
Brad Pitt
Brad
is one of
Pitt.
them.
George Clooney.
Yes,
Oh,
George
yeah,
Clooney,
George
the other
Clooney.
one. And the third one was a little unexpected. It was Johnny Depp.
Oh,
young Johnny
okay.
Depp.
Yes, a young Johnny Depp. Yeah. So you
Well, I don't
can
think Johnny
win it.
Depp will be
Well,
winning
Pirate
this
Johnny
year.
can get it too. I'm just saying.
I was like, whatever works. They're all sexy. But how they determine this is People Magazine, they do focus groups. They do readers polls. They also actually ask female celebrities who their vote is, and they take that into account, as well as just who, again, has been in the zeitgeist of all of pop culture right now.
Did they pull the readers?
Mhm.
Like
Yep, so they do
ourselves?
readers
Okay,
poll, and they
okay,
take it into
okay.
account.
I am so happy that they're not going to chat GPT the sexiest
Oh
man
my
alive because I'd be curious who would show up.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, but I do think this year, I predict they're going to go in a little bit of a different direction, and here's why. So let me hop
Yep.
into my first prediction of the top 10 of who I think. That would be Harry Styles. I love Harry Styles. He had a huge year with his Love on Tour, sold out arena tour. He's been making waves in the fashion business, but I also think they might go younger this year. So our previous winners were there was Paul Rudd, Chris Evans, and last year was Patrick Dempsey. So Harry Styles is a little bit younger than some previous winners, but he might be in there.
Yeah, I was just
he's
going
in
to say
early
the women
30s.
in our or my age group and older are not going to be happy with the Harry Styles winner because if we dated Harry Styles, it'd be like dating our son. We want someone we could
Yeah.
date and imagine
Okay,
ourselves
well
dating.
then let me take you to my next prediction, which will be Pedro Pascal.
Oh.
This one might be more in your
You
age
had me at
range.
Pascal.
Oh,
I'll take
Pedro.
Pascal
Yes.
any day.
He's working
I was
it.
like, not only is Pedro handsome, but he had a huge year with The Last of Us, but he will also be starring in Gladiator 2, along
so
with your Denzel.
he's going to be in like a robe with his legs hanging out?
Oh yeah, we're gonna see a lot of skin out
Wearing
of him.
a gold
Yes.
skirt with a chariot? Okay, I'm for that. Yeah.
Ooh, Cammy's gonna enjoy
See?
seeing that movie. That should be fun. But he's also one of those that the internet calls their internet zaddy, so he has a really good chance.
Okay.
But somebody
I'll take a zaddy any day.
You'll take zaddy?
I'm
Okay.
here for Pedro
Zaddy
Pascal.
daddy.
Yes, yes.
Here's one that the internet really thinks might be the winner, and that is Glenn Powell. So Glenn Powell had a huge year. He was everywhere. He was in the movie Hitman on Netflix, Anyone But You on Netflix, as well as Twisters. So he was making waves in the theaters, but
cute.
not a fan. Not
can't
there.
get it.
Oversaturation is the thing. I
Yes.
feel like he's been in way too many
But
things.
you know what?
People should be like a bump or something.
He's that
see.
all-American look, that farm boy look, that kind of like, I want to just kiss you all day.
And
So I
we've
think-
already had Brad
Yeah,
Pitt 3
yeah.
times. I'm
So-
not saying he's not unique, but I'm just saying.
But Brad
You're saying it's
Pitt
been
looks good at
done.
this age. Have you seen Brad Pitt at this age?
I'm not saying that. I'm saying we've had Brad Pitt. How many did you
I
say?
have not
Brad
had
Pitt's
Brad
in
Pitt.
twice.
2 times. So I
need
feel
to
like
have a hit
this
of
guy
that
is
Brad
kind of
Pitt.
like in the Brad Pitt
Okay.
era. Like,
But
look,
the same hair, the
the American,
jawbone,
the American Apple Boy.
and the
That,
smile.
and he's on the newer side that a lot of people don't have that name recognition for
Yes.
him.
Yeah, I didn't know
but
his
somebody
name.
that most people would recognize is Robert Pattinson.
Yes.
So Robert Pattinson, of course, had his big Twilight year, but he's been making news this year because he's a first-time dad with Suki Waterhouse.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of people love him, again, for those daddy vibes, but he's also coming out with a new movie next year with, you guys remember the movie Parasite?
Yeah.
So that award-winning director is coming out with a new movie next year. It's his first one since Parasite, starring Robert Pattinson.
Oh, really?
So if it's not his year this year, maybe next year.
Next year.
Yes, but if it's not Robert Pattinson, another prediction I have is Adam Brody. So is anybody watching the show Nobody Wants This on Netflix?
I just started it last night because Andy from what's the Real Housewives show?
Oh, yeah, Andy Cohen.
What's up
Andy
next?
Cohen told us all to go start watching it, and so I
cool.
started to watch it, and it is so much fun. And yes, he is great in that.
Yeah, so Adam Brody, he was a heartthrob back in my high school days when he was on some TV shows, making a comeback here and being a heartthrob for everybody again. So he might grace the cover, but he also hasn't had too many projects. But a lot of people love him, as well as this next prediction, which is Manny Jacinto. So you might recognize him from The Good Place. I know, he's nice to look at, that's for sure. But he also was the lead star in the Disney Plus show The Acolyte. So he got kind of his first big breakout role, and he is kind of leading in a lot of polls as well, because one of the few people of color that are really dominating
I
Hollywood.
vote for him in that jawline because that looks
I was
good.
just thinking about his jawline. I was like, ooh, he should do, you know that razor commercial back in the day? Yes. If you don't win Sexiest Man Alive, go get a razor commercial so we can all look at you a lot.
Yes. And if you don't win, call me Manny, but that's for another time. But my next prediction, who also had a ginormous year, was Killian Murphy.
Ooh, I do
whose
love him.
Baby blue eyes
Yes.
can cut right through you. Is this more your age range, or still like not
It's
a fan
the
of Killian?
eyes. It's the eyes. I don't care how old you are. It's the eyes. They just say, hello.
And who could forget to consider Killian, considering he just starred in Oppenheimer and was in that huge press junket throughout this past year, that he might be a viable option. But one of the other things that people considers is how willing you are to be Sexiest Man Alive.
Yeah.
So Killian might be a little too shy and reserved to accept the
Wait
title.
a minute. You have to be willing to be sexy?
Oh yeah, you have to be willing to be in all of their cover photo shoots.
Oh.
And he might be like, I don't want
And
all
you
that
have
on
to
that.
give that sexy look that's like,
I was like, ooh, is
Yeah.
that? Ooh,
It's
can
a
I have
lean
work? Can I see
back.
that one more time? The lean back?
to lean
Ooh,
back.
Okay. I'll practice that. Somebody else who might have the lean back and who could be gracing the cover is Jeremy Allen White, who I just mentioned in our game of pop trivia.
Now, he's young, but I like him. He has this smoldering quality with these eyes, and he does this
Old
thing
soul
with the hair.
quality. Old soul,
When
old
he's
soul.
like trying to finger his hair, and he doesn't understand what's going on. You're like, yes, let me hold it back for you, honey. I love it.
The troubled soul that
Yes.
needs to be saved.
But literally, because with me, I don't see it with him because I don't know that much about him. But then when you watch The Bear and you see how passionate and gritty he is, that once you see that personality come through, it's like, oh, I see it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can
Yes.
see it
You want to
now.
be in the kitchen all day with him, don't you?
Oh, not him, but this next one.
Oh, who?
This next one is
Who?
Jacob Elordi. So Jacob, you guys didn't. You guys don't know about Jacob,
Oh,
do
I don't
you?
know
I can
about
tell by your
Jacob.
accent.
No,
I don't
Lordy,
know
Lordy.
Jacob.
It would be my honor to tell you.
Lordy, let's hear about Jacob Elordi.
Jacob Elordi is almost a 7
That's his
foot
actual
tall
7
tree
feet.
of a man.
Ooh, I could climb that.
Oh yeah, he starred in.
Wait, is he an actor?
He's an actor,
Oh,
so
okay,
he stars
okay.
as Nate Jacobs in Euphoria, but was also the star of the summer smash hit Saltburn, if you caught that. And he just got cast as the lead for the adaptation of Wuthering Heights coming up next year.
Is he Heathcliff?
Yes.
Oh my God! On the moors.
So
for
that's how
50
you know.
Tammy has some contenders other than Denzel. I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, so Jacob is one of those new faces on the scene. Again, if they decide to go young, he, I think, will be included in the magazine. Cover, I'm not sure if he's quite there yet, but I had to.
No.
I had
Can
to
you
include it.
imagine
These
him
are
with
my
like a little
predictions.
dirt on his face on the moors, smoldering, going, you know, I love you.
Ooh.
Could you see it? Can't you see
think
it?
I
And the
could.
wind carrying
That's
you away.
Pasquale's role, I feel. He already has the beard and the little swagalicious. This
Ooh,
dude
maybe a
is a little
tie.
too
Have they
clean
ever had a
cut for
tie
me.
before?
They've never had a tie, but one thing that I'm curious that they might do is this next prediction. I think they might go a little curveball here and pick both Travis and Jason Kelsey. This is a prediction because
No.
they both have had a huge year, as you know. We talk about them in almost every single episode,
Well-
but they've never had a duo. And so this could be people's opportunity for the
That's
first
not
time
the
to be like,
sexiest picture,
let's
though.
have two. It's not the sexiest photo, which means, and there's not that many sexy photos of the two of them, which also might make people say, hey, you're going to be on our cover and do a sexy little photo shoot
Oh
with these two.
my.
I can totally see that, but I do feel like going back to the oversaturation, there's so many places right now. I mean, on commercials or podcasts, TMZ, every single
But
day.
isn't that the point that they're trying to capitalize off people that are oversaturated so they can get more viewership and more people to buy the magazine?
It's a little bit of both because, again, they want to consider the zeitgeist and who's popular. But last year was Patrick Dempsey, and a lot of people were like, what?
Who?
He hasn't been famous or like
He
that
is
big of a
still
deal in a
sexy,
while,
though.
but he's still sexy. So it really comes down to sexiness versus popularity. So we'll see.
Because that's the title, Sexiest Man Alive.
Yep. Well, I'm glad you brought that up because those were my top 10 predictions of who is going to grace the cover of People magazine. But I asked my hosts here if it were up to them, who they would be putting on the cover of People's Sexiest Man Alive.
wonder what we
So,
said.
Rain, who is your celebrity crush that if it were up to you would be People's Sexiest Man Alive?
All right, well, I don't know how much he's done lately.
Doesn't matter.
Common.
Ooh, Common's your celebrity crush. Ooh.
Common is my celebrity crush. I feel like he's the perfect combination of high successful businessman with all those turtleneck he wears, but then he's like so swagalicious and like a little bit of a hustler.
the
too.
turtlenecks turn you on? You're like,
Yes,
oh, girl.
he's like a reformed bad boy thug. I just love so much. I
okay.
mean, in his persona, I don't know how he is in real life, but I just feel like he's just so classy and sophisticated, but still rough around the edges.
Ooh, Cammy, pop culture quiz. Who's he dating? Do you know?
Yes.
Ooh.
Jennifer Hudson.
Jennifer Hudson.
And if you saw on TikTok, because I went down the TikTok channel the other day,
okay.
she kind of hinted that there might be a marriage proposal, but I don't know if that was just a joke or just to like keep it moving. But I was like, no, that would be so crazy if he said yes to her. I think Common's a little bit, common.
Ooh, Common. Okay. Let's hear Cammy's pick
Cammy's celebrity
for her
crush.
celebrity crush. Who's not common to you, Cammy?
Yes.
I don't know, Denzel Washington.
Oh, Denzel
Oh, geez.
Washington. A
But
classic answer.
I will also say this. I didn't add this, or maybe I did. I wasn't sure because I wasn't sure how timely. But also, my standard, besides Denzel, if he's busy, is Jason Momoa.
Ooh, Jason Momoa.
And he is, no, I was going to say he's recently single, but he's still seeing somebody. He's just.
I don't care what
I
he's
know.
saying. It doesn't affect me.
He was like, he'll love me
Hello,
regardless.
Jason
I love
and
that.
Denzel.
Yes.
And my celebrity crush, if it were
Yes.
up to me, this might be a name out of left field for you two,
Okay.
is Dylan O'Brien. So Dylan O'Brien, he starred in Maze Runner back in the 2010s, but he recently starred as Dan Aykroyd in the SNL movie that just came out.
Ooh.
But similar to what Rain's saying, I love him for like his off-screen personality. That like, oh, he's just so funny. He's just so jovial with all of his co-stars, and he's hot. So.
Hot and
I can't
funny.
do that,
You cannot
yes.
go wrong with that.
And
Hot
I also have
funny.
to do a special shout out for my mom because she was begging me to say Theo James, who is her.
Theo James?
Theo
His
James.
mom?
I'll show you a photo of him
Okay,
later,
okay.
'cause he's
I'm sure if your
wonderful.
mom
Yes.
named
I
him, then he must
mean-
be super hot.
Oh yeah, he is definitely. But those were our picks for People's Sexiest Man Alive. And in the comments, I want to hear who your crushes are and who you think should be gracing the cover because we got about a week and a half left until People drops that. So I'll keep you posted.
I'm excited about that, man. Just
Yeah.
the thought of some men on a magazine turns me on.